product demonstration presented by the KAIcreator team. Explore a world where your ideas turn into compelling digital stories with KAIcreator, your ultimate AI-powered content creation companion. Imagine easily creating blog posts that grab and hold attention. Picture making videos where scripts, voices, and visuals come together to captivate every viewer on every platform. Think of creating podcasts that mix voices and material into a captivating auditory experience. With KaiCreator, your ideas turn into engaging blogs, videos, and podcasts easily and professionally. Unleash your creativity and let KaiCreator boost your digital storytelling, making every story you tell truly unforgettable. Now, I'll turn it over to today's speakers to show it all in action.
Welcome to the KaiCreator demo. My name is Autumn. I'm here with my colleagues, Pat and Barrett. We're here to talk to you about KaiCreator, the ultimate AI-powered content creation and curation tool. And we'll show you how you can create engaging blogs, podcasts, and videos in minutes. I'll go ahead and hand it over.
So we'll go ahead and navigate over to the KaiCreator dashboard. You'll see at the very top, we have a couple of buttons for you to kick off your content creation journey, starting from blogs, podcasts, and videos. We'll also give you a list of all of the projects that you created in the past, as well as the media type that was generated within that project. Some quality of life functionality to search by project name, as well as filter by the media type. And last but not least, on this page is the Personas tab. We'll go ahead and click on that. So personas are a core concept for how the AI generates your content. It gives the AI some character as it writes your blogs, generates your podcasts, and your videos for you. The names are pretty self-explanatory. If the names aren't enough of a description, we have a brief descriptor beneath the title and a snippet of the type of content that it'll generate. With that said, let's go ahead and start off by generating a blog. So we'll click on the new blog button, and it'll navigate you to the blog wizard. We'll prompt you for some inputs, the project name and the blog topic. We're particularly interested in Fat Bear Week in Alaska. And then last but not least, we have a couple of options for you to dictate how you move forward with generating your blog. The options from left to right are going to be the most comprehensive to the most streamlined. We'll give you a comprehensive look just to give you an idea for what the entire process looks like. We'll ask you if you want to filter by news articles, which we do, at which point we'll do a web search based off of your blog topic and pull in some result sets for you. So here we list out all of the results that we pulled in from our web search. We give you the ability to preview the web article and select to deviate the ones that you want to include in your blog. If these search results aren't quite what you're looking for, you can enter in your own search criteria with the option below. Or if you have a specific link that you want to use, you can click on the add your own link button and do that yourself. With that said, we've selected 2 articles and we'll go on to the next page, at which point KaiCreator will scrape the content for you. Here we give you the title of the article and the content that we scrape. If you click on the content card, we'll pull up a text editor, and this is really a great way for you to sanitize additional information that was pulled in that you don't really want in your source material. For example, we have the update hour, minute, and time zone there. We can just pull that out. Additionally, if you wanted to pare this down further just to pieces that are relevant to your blog, you can do that as well. Also on this page, we give you the ability to add your own custom source material. This is a great way for you to paste in content that's hidden behind a paywall. If you have documents that aren't publicly available, you can enter that in manually. So we've selected these 2 source materials, and we'll continue on to the last step of the blog wizard. We'll prompt you for some additional parameters. Perspective really lets you expand on what you want your blog to be about past just what the blog topic is. So we want to talk specifically about how Fat Bear Week raises awareness to Alaskan wildlife. We'll select the tone, persona as a journalist, and then give it a target word count of 750 words, and then adjust the creativity slider just a bit. The creativity slider dictates how expressive and how emotive the generated content is. In the future, we want to give you more text generation capabilities, letting you generate research papers, meta-analysis, and document summarization. So now that the blog has been generated, we'll navigate you to the blog editor, at which point you'll see the blog here with a title, an intro, some headers, and some content for each section. If you highlight some text, we'll give you some formatting options. You can also access additional formatting options by pressing the / command in the editor, and we'll pull up a window displaying these. Additionally, at the top, you'll notice the continue writing and the add image capabilities. We'll touch on add image in a second. If you click on continue writing, we will generate new content for you based on the content that precedes your cursor's current location. You can also achieve this using the ++ shortcut command. So earlier I mentioned adding an image. Currently, we don't have any images associated with our project. So on the right-hand side towards the bottom, you'll notice 3 options: to generate, search, and upload. We'll skip generating for now. We'll go more into detail on that with the video editor. And then we'll also skip uploading just because it's pretty self-explanatory. So we'll click on search images. We'll ask you for a keyword search term, at which point we'll search for bears and pull in stock images from a stock image library to pull up images for bears. Got some pretty good results back. I like the top left option, very on brand for Fat Birdie. We're going to save this image to our project, go back into the editor, pull up the add image command, and it'll pull up a modal showing us all of the images that are associated to our project. Select the image that we want and then add it to the blog, and it'll insert it at the cursor's current location. So this looks pretty great. If I wanted to export this out, I could copy the plain text at the top right-hand side, or I can download it in Markdown, which will maintain the formatting and the image insertions, or I can just save my progress here. Last but not least is the ability to update the tone and the word count. So we can adjust the tone and then update the entire blog. This generation is different than the first generation, mainly in the fact that we want to generate new content based on, we don't want to generate new content. We want to generate content based on what you currently have. So it's a really great way for you to unify the tone. Or if the continue writing function doesn't quite match the tone that you currently have, you can update it that way as well. That pretty much sums it up for blog generations. I'll hand it to Barrett to look at podcasts.
Yeah, perfect. Next, we will showcase audio generation by creating a new podcast. It'll take us to another wizard where we'll enter a project name once again, as well as a title for this episode. These will not affect your actual generation of the script. These are more for documentation, organization purposes. Next, we'll add some speakers. We'll need to add at least 2 and up to 6 at this time in KAIcreator. We'll add a name, a persona like Patrick had showed you from the list on the dashboard. We'll also add a voice. These voices are pulled from 11 Labs at this time, as well as a couple that we have created using some of our Kingsmen employees' voices. Once you select a voice, we're able to sample that voice, and we'll do that now.
Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the way we interact with technology.
Perfect. Sounds good. We like that. As you can see, the first speaker added was defaulted to the host. The host is going to kind of control the conversation, do some intros, talking points, talk about the other speakers. All other speakers are defaulted to guest. You can change who the host is, but only one person can be a host. We will start with 3 speakers to create some good dialogue here, and we'll move on to the next component of our wizard. And this next section will be on our first segment for the podcast, where we'll add a topic for that segment. Today what we'll be talking about is a hot dog or sandwich. You'll also see the same 3 options that you did in blog, using source material or generating from the topic. We'll go with the more streamlined option this time and generate straight from the topic. This will take us to the last component of the wizard, where we'll add perspectives for each speaker on that topic. These can be as in-depth as you want with their thoughts on the topic, their arguments, whether they like it, dislike it, or they can be as simple as that speaker's neutral. Why are we talking about this topic? This has nothing to do with technology or anything. So you can do as much or little as you want here. Once a perspective is added for each speaker, we'll go ahead and generate the script. As we generate some future media types, along with podcasts, we like to add to KAIcreator our podcast planners and outlines. These were great for individuals or businesses that record their own audio for podcasts. These will help to plan out talking points, plan for future guests, maybe even some ad reads, help with your timing and podcasts, all of that. So that's just some future functionality that we want to add in KAIcreator. Now that we're waiting for the script to generate here for the podcast, we also want to be able to add options to upload your own voices created in 11 Labs. So that'll be future functionality as well. But now that we're here, we've generated the script. As you can see, the script is broken into chunks for each speaker. Each chunk was generated using that speaker's persona. You can add text, edit text, remove text in each of these chunks. You can also use the ++ function shown earlier to continue writing. As you can see, the segment time in the top right, this is an estimated time based off the word count in the overall script to give you a good guess on how long this segment will be once audio is generated. This auto updates when we add or remove text. You'll also see a play button next to each chunk. This plays a sample of that chunk using the voice for that speaker. These are not preloaded as the save tokens. We'll just load that audio when you click play, and we'll listen to a sample now.
I see your point, Pat. The hot dog bun is indeed different from regular bread slices, but that doesn't mean it can't be considered a sandwich.
Sounds great. We'll make a couple more small edits here. You can save changes to your editor, go back to the dashboard if you want. We'll go ahead and finalize this segment and move on. Once we finalize, you'll be given the option to create an intro and outro. This will use the host voice as well as all segment topics to create an overall intro for your episode as well as an outro. Some future functionality for the actual wizard and editor for the podcast is we want to add some navigation to be able to move back and forth. If you don't like the audio generated at the end, you'll be able to jump back, edit text, refine what you have in there, and regenerate, as well as add segments, edit your intro and outro if you have changed what segments you have, and maybe even move chunks around within the editor, up and down, add chunks, things like that. So now that we're here at the overview, our podcast has been generated. You'll see the media player at the top showing the full file. You can download that MP3 or download the script, which is a plain text of the script. And below that, you'll see an overview of everything that was included to generate the podcast, including the speakers, their personas, who the host was, as well as segment times and your intro and outro if you use those. You'll see that the total podcast time doesn't exactly match up. We do add some padding to the beginning and end of your podcast so that the audio doesn't cut off. So with that, we'll take a sample listen of our podcast that was generated.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have a very important topic to discuss. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Now, I know this may seem like a trivial debate, but trust me, it's a hot topic. And speaking of hot, let's start with our first speaker, Pat, who believes that a hot dog is definitely not a sandwich. So, Autumn, why do you think a hot dog is not a sandwich?
Well, Pat, I understand where you're coming from, but let's look at the definition of a sandwich.
Perfect. As you can see, that creates a pretty good dialogue. We'll let you decide if a hot dog is a sandwich or not. But that shows our audio generation. We'll move on to video next and head back over to Pat.
Yeah, so we'll start off by pressing the new video button. That'll navigate us to the video wizard. This should be pretty familiar with what we've seen before on the other wizards. We'll ask for the project name, the video topic. We're specifically interested in making a video about Darth Vader's day in the office, and then expand on that video topic just a little bit in the perspective. You'll see the video type option input here, and this is the only new option specific to videos. Currently, KAIcreator only supports YouTube Shorts. That effectively means that we want to generate about a minute's worth of content and at a 9:16 aspect ratio. We'll select tone, a humorous tone from a comedian persona, and then select the voice and continue to generate. Once we generate the video, we'll create the script for you and then generate audio based off the script that we created, do a stock image search based off of your video topic, and then stitch that all up together for you in a single video. In the future, we want to add more video capabilities, like letting you adjust the target length of the video that we're creating, as well as changing the resolution and supporting different aspect ratios. We also want to give you the ability to toggle between having the initial video generate with stock images or stock video, as well as adding background images or including closed captioning. You'll also notice that the video editor looks a bit different than the video wizard looks a little bit different than the other wizards that we've seen, in the sense that we don't have the ability to generate the video based off of links or related source material. We will be creating that soon, and it will be coming to the video wizard. So with the video created, let's go ahead and give it a quick look at what we've got.
So, you think you know what a typical day in the office looks like? Well, let me tell you about Darth Vader's day in the office. Darth Vader starts his day by force choking the coffee machine. It's caffeine when you have the dark side. In the morning meeting, Darth Vader uses his force powers to silence anyone who disagrees with him. Talk about a power move. During lunch break, Darth Vader enjoys a nice meal of grilled Ewok. Hey, a Sith Lord's gotta eat. In the afternoon, Darth Vader takes a break from conquering the galaxy to crush some rebel scum in a game of office ping pong. He always wins, of course. As the day comes to an end, Darth Vader uses his force choke to shut down his computer. No need for a shutdown button when you can just use the force. And finally, Darth Vader wraps up his day by giving his employees a motivational speech. Nothing like a little fear to get the productivity flowing.
So that was a pretty sweet video. On the screen you can download or you can navigate to the editor. We did want to show off some of those capabilities. So in the video editor, you'll notice that the video is broken up into scenes, with each scene having a text component and a visual component. The text portion of the scenes is very similar to what we've seen on podcasts, so I won't go into that. But we did want to show off some of the image capabilities. So we'll click on an image. It'll pull up a modal with some options down below to search, select, or upload, and generate. We'll skip the search, select, and upload and just show the generate pieces now. It'll pull up a modal asking you for an image description. We have this auto-populated based on the scene's current text editor. That is auto-generated for you to make sure that the proposition matches what you have. We'll select an image style and an image size and click generate. Currently, there's no capabilities to edit images, but we do want to add that in the future. That's going to include adjusting sliders such as saturation, brightness, as well as letting you edit it using an AI engine. We also want to give you the ability to have text overlay and text overlay. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, and also within the editor, we want to be able to add transitions between the scenes,
Right.
As well as movement within the images.
So I guess you see Darth Vader getting ready to play ping pong with himself. You can download the image or you can replace it. This will make it the active image component for the scene, which we will do. And then we'll show off one more image generation capability where we will fill it out for ourselves. I guess this is baby Darth Vader. I think the scene is where he's force choking his employees and making it dark.
Giving a speech to his employees.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll also change the image style just to give you an idea for the different, the look of the different styles that we have. And earlier Barry was mentioning transitions between scenes. We do want to add that so that right now, you'll notice that the video that we played earlier, these scenes were pretty static. It was just the image by itself, but we do want to add some movement to that, whether that's panning, zooming, things like that. And just want to give it a couple more seconds to generate the image. So that looks great.
Powerful
microphone?
speech. I don't.
So we'll go ahead and replace this and make this the active image in the scene as well. And you'll notice that it does update in the editor. On the right-hand side, we have a couple bits of additional information, including the approximate video time. Similar to podcasts, we want to give you an idea for how long the content that's generated might be. You can update the voice, and then once you've made changes to the video, whether that's the text or the images, you can regenerate from there. Last but not least, we generate all functionality. This will effectively do for all of the images what we did for each image individually. And this is a great way to make sure that the look and feel of the video is uniform across all scenes. So we'll close out showing you a video that we've generated using that capability.
So, on his day off, Darth Vader likes to go to the beach. But instead of a regular beach towel, he uses his cape to lay on the sand. How cool is that? After a relaxing day at the beach, Darth Vader likes to go shopping. But instead of buying clothes or toys, he buys lots and lots of black paint. He says it's for touch-ups on his suit. Next, Darth Vader goes to the park to play basketball. But instead of a regular basketball, he uses a Death Star. Can you imagine trying to shoot hoops with that? After all that exercise, Darth Vader gets hungry. But instead of going to a fancy restaurant, he goes to a food truck that serves only dark side snacks. He loves their Sith fries and Vader-Aid. In the evening, Darth Vader likes to relax and watch his favorite TV show. But instead of sitting on a couch, he uses his lightsaber as a comfy chair. It's like having a built-in remote control. Finally, before going to bed, Darth Vader likes to have a dance party in his room. But instead of regular music, he plays the Imperial March on repeat. He's got some serious dance moves. Thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did imagining what Darth Vader does on his day off. See you next time.
Pretty sweet video. You'll notice that the way that the speaker narrated the video was close to that of a little kid. That's the persona in action there. You'll also notice that there were 2 tidbits of additional functionality in the video that we talked about earlier. The video was generated with background audio, and the last clip of the video was a video. So earlier Barrett mentioned using stock video or uploading your own. Those are both soon to come. That said, I'll let Barrett close us out.
Perfect. We will navigate back to the dashboard where we'll see, once again, all the projects that we've created and all of their media types. These do remember where you left off in that media type. So if you were to work through the wizard and then go back to dashboard, it'll save your changes, remember where you were, and next time you click on this card, it'll take you back to that portion of the wizard. The media types that we just finished up will take you to the last screen. So the video would go to the preview, podcast would go to the overview, and so forth. The next media type that we're currently working on for KAIcreator is social media. This will work very similar to the blogs, but it'll curate content specifically to those social media platforms. We're planning on letting you create content for Facebook posts, Instagram, X, in the future, X threads, YouTube descriptions, and many more. So that's what we're working on right now. We also want to work on some project management type of functionality where we'll be able to create multiple media types within a project, social media, videos, blogs, all using the same source material, images, audio, video, and much more. So that's where we are at currently with KAIcreator, and thank you for watching.